So I'm often asked, what is it I provide from a coaching perspective? I think one of the first things is that I offer the executive or the individual that I'm working with a safe platform. I'm an external sounding board. I help them look at what's happening in life. I help them confront some of the issues that they've not been able to face or properly examine. And I do that in a very easy, intimate and comfortable way that allows them to be able to get their priorities straight and to be able to align their lives correctly. So one of the things is that we explore a number of aspects of their lives, and I'm able to test their solutions and say, all right, so if you took this particular solution, how would it play out? What are some of the problems? What are some of the skills deficits? What are some of the challenges that you anticipate? And I think one of the important things about the coaching session is that I'm doing that through asking a series of questions and then from time to time providing a set of solutions or skills or techniques to be able to help navigate those various difficulties. So one of the big observations that I see when I talk to people is I find that they are only living in terms of one or two aspects of their lives. I often refer to these as vectors or life vectors. And a vector would be something that has magnitude and direction. What is one wanting to achieve? What I see is that people haven't really thought through their day-to-day interactions and they are somehow surviving but not thinking about all of the vectors. And that generally makes for unhappy people. A question I often ask an executive is, are you happy as a result of doing this? Sometimes they're quite surprised. They go, why should I measure happiness? It has a lot to do with retention, forward progress, and making sure one is getting the most out of life. Another interesting area that I explore and I find many people neglect is the concept of networking. I ask them, how big is your network? How effective is your network? What is your personal network like compared to your business network? And I find people in large organizations have actually forgotten the need to develop a network and to be able to strengthen that network and make the network work for them in terms of further career opportunities, as well as solving problems that they might run into in their future. One of the big challenges is I find people get locked in. They almost get boxed into their careers and they develop a belief that they say, I'm specifically trained for this kind of industry. I've been with the industry for 10, 15, 20 years, and I couldn't possibly go out and take another opportunity or harness another opportunity in another industry. They don't realize that in actual fact, when we do a full appraisal, that their skills are very portable and there are lots of opportunities not only in this country but around the world for them to be able to access. And so skills portability and really having the confidence in one's skills is a critical component that I coach. Another fascinating barrier comes up when I'm coaching people is I find that they go into agreement with the organic life cycle. So things are either growing or they're declining. What's interesting is that I see people go, well, I'm approaching 50 or 55 or 60 and that's it. They failed to confront looking further ahead. What are you going to do with your body? How are you going to move forward? There are third and fourth careers that you could pursue. What I find is that people slide into an agreement and say, I'm now old, and forget they have tremendous value. I often chuckle at this one. An individual says to me, I'm going to retire at this particular age. And I say, what are you going to do when you retire? And they say, I'm going to play golf. And what I sadly find a few months after that is that they are bored out of their minds, they're frustrated, they've driven their spouse up the wall. And the truth is that they never had a plan for their retirement. They're so busy with the now, they never step back and say, what will I be doing with those 20 years? How will I have meaning? How will I have purpose? How will I add value? And that's a critical thing to also be managing the future from the present. Another exciting thing that we often find very revitalizing in coaching sessions is that individuals realize that they can't be the adverse effect of something that they truly understand. And often very senior, experienced people turn around to me and say, Steve, what I've realized and one of the great takeouts out of the coaching, in addition to the planning, in addition to looking at the life cycle, is to be able to realize that I can start learning again. And there's great beauty, there's great excitement in being able to learn. And in fact, that opens the door for an infinite number of possibilities. So in summary, when coaching an individual, those are some of the key points that I find most exciting. Networks, looking at where one is going, making sure that you've balanced your life correctly. Easier said than done. I think one of the things that I offer is a vast amount of experience. So in the last 25 years, I've had an opportunity to work around the world with many leaders from many different market sectors. And again, to work with people from many different cultures. I've got a deep understanding of some of these challenges, having run a business myself. And of course, being a husband and a father, I can identify with a number of the challenges that one experiences in a personal situation and how one balances life and work. It would be an absolute pleasure to work with you. Look forward to being of help.